From the commentary booth to the coin poker felt, Jared Bleznick has become a hot name in poker this summer. Post-World Series, he's been diving into the high-stakes heads-up Omaha streets. Six-figure starting stacks and six-figure pots. Let's take a look at some of the action from this past week. Let's start off on a high note as we see Blez just shy of $1 million against pencil arms. Blez with a lovely double-suited hand to start and pencil electing to complete the blind. Blez goes for 3x and gets called off. Rainbow flop of King 9-8, Jared leads for 4K. Pencil calls and the Queen of Heart comes in on the turn. Jared again leads for 6.7K and this time Pencil bumps it up to 34.5. With top 2 he's going nowhere and the King of Spade rolls off on the river. Blez goes for 70% pot and gets called off for a nearly $200,000 pot going his way. Now let's take a look from our other player's perspective as we see both players with nearly even starting stacks. Pencil this time electing to raise pre as Blez 3-bets to 9K. Pencil calls and we're going to a flop of 9-6-5 rainbow once again. Jared bets a third and with the open ender we aren't going anywhere. Turn card couldn't be prettier as we now have the straight plus the redraw to the straight flush. Action goes check check and would you look at that.
Hello there.
Runner perfect for the second nuts. With our dream come true, we see Jared bet to over 20K. With only one thing left to do, we raise to 93 and pray he calls. Cinema, 200K going Pencil's way. Back to Blez and back to over a 7-figure starting stack. But this time a new opponent as Jazelle 53 on the button with just under 300K. Jazelle completes and with our holdings, that isn't going to cut it. Up to 6K as we see a call and go to a flop. Ace, Queen 8, 2 spades giving Jared both top 2 and the nut flush draw. We open the half pot and get called off. Turn is the ace of clubs and we've once again improved to a full house. Blez goes for the down bet and sizing this time and once again get called off. Fairly inconsequential 5 on the river and hoping we set our trap, Bleznick goes for the check. Jazelle falls right for it and goes for a 35K pot size bet. Hook set, Blez raised to just under 100K, gets paid, and another 200K plus pot going his way. Let's flip views once again and see things from Jazelle's side. On the button, and this time with pocket kings and an open to 6K. Jared re-raises to 18 and we cold 4 back to 54K. 5 bet to 162 and at this point we're shipping the rest in pre. Blez shows the bad news with aces and players elect to run it twice.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
What a first flop as we see the king right away. Turn 4 and all we need to do is fade the 2 outer.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie. They had us.
Barry on the river in the first half goes Blez's way. With the second run out helping us none, once again with over 200,000 pot sliding his way. Blez and Jazelle at it again and at this point we're loving life. Double suited aces at an open from Jazelle to 6K. Blez once again 3-betting to 18 and getting the call. We flop the boat and we go for just under 16K. Jazelle calling and the turn coming 8. We lead once again but this time for 51K into 69. Jazelle with the call and we're going to the river. 4 of hearts and 170K in the middle. Blez goes for a full pot, gets called off, and this time we see a full $500,000 plus and our largest pot so far going his way. Now with an impressive 1.4 million in front of him and our early opponent Pencil arms back for more. Pencil on the button raises to 6K and Blez with his usual re-raise back to 18. Pencil calls and our board comes ace 10-8, 2 spades in hand and 2 spades on board. Jared bets 20K into 36.8 and gets the call. Turn is the deuce of clubs and Blez doubles his sizing to 40 but meets resistance as Pencil pumps it up to 200K and the majority of his stack. Blez retaliates and puts him all in, and we see a call as players decide to run it twice. Deuce of diamonds the first time. Jack of hearts the second. As we see yet another $500,000 plus pot, but this time for Pencil. We started off on a high note, so let's balance it out and finish with a low one, as we see Blez for the first time with less than 6 figures and on the button, raising it to 1.8K, and this time getting 3-bet back. Jared calls and a 10-3 deuce rolls out. Pencil decides to check and Jared goes for 6.6 into 11 but walks right into Pencil's check raise to 30.8. Jared calls leaving him just over 27K behind. Seven of hearts comes in, and this time pencil opens to a full pot-sized bet and putting Bleznick all in. Jared calls and we run it twice and see him turn over jacks. Needing to catch up, we not only don't, but sadly watch as both the third jack in half the pot and the fourth jack and our remaining chips and dreams fly away. I think it's safe to say this is must-watch heads-up Omaha action. And with it being played on the home of high stakes, as long as these players keep showing up, we'll keep covering it. With more hands and content to come, make sure to follow all our socials and stay tuned. Only on Coin Poker.